Namaste, Prime Minister Balen Shah. I would like to give an open challenge to Prime Minister Balen Shah. Can you deliver the change you promised? Honorable Prime Minister Balendra Shah, I am writing this not as a politician, not as a member of the opposition parties, and not as someone who wants to see your government fail. I am writing as an ordinary Nepali citizen. I am speaking as an ordinary Nepali citizen who wants to see this government succeed their prime minister. You received an enormous mandate from the Nepali people. That mandate came with enormous expectations. Therefore, my first challenge to you is simple, dear Prime Minister Balen Shah. Can you make this government complete its full 5 year term by delivering the results that people voted for? Prime Minister, that is my first challenge to you. Nepal has experienced remarkable political instability since 1990. The country has had dozens of governments and no government has completed a full 5 year term in the modern democratic period. So, Prime Minister, prove that this government can be different. My first challenge face Parliament, dear Prime Minister. Face Parliament. Prime Minister, you are the head of a parliamentary government. Parliament is not merely a building where laws are passed. It is institution of accountability. It is the institution of transparency. The Prime Minister should be willing to stand before elected representatives and answer difficult questions. I therefore challenge you, Prime Minister. Come to Parliament regularly, stand at the rostrum, listen to member of parliaments, answer their questions, defend your policies, okay? Accept criticisms and explain your decisions to the people, dear Prime Minister. To be fair, you have already appeared in the House and answered questions from lawmakers. On May 31, 2026, you personally responded to questions from 7 MPs, dear Prime Minister. So I am not saying that you have never appeared in Parliament. My challenge is different. Make parliamentary accountability a consistent practice, not an occasional event. A Prime Minister should not be afraid of difficult questions. In fact, difficult questions are an opportunity to demonstrate competence, transparency, and leadership. The sunglasses are not the problem. The symbolism is problem. Prime Minister, you are frequently seen wearing your trademark black sunglasses, including at Parliament and public events. A recent Kathmandu Post profile also highlighted how strongly associated your public image has become with those sunglasses. Personally, I do not believe sunglasses themselves are a political issue. You have every right to dress as you choose, but when a leader develops a highly controlled public image, people naturally begin asking what lies behind that image. Okay? Nepal does not need a prime minister who merely looks different. Nepal needs a prime minister who governs differently. The real question is not why does the prime minister wear sunglasses? The real question is what measurable transformation is taking place behind those sunglasses? What measurable transformation is taking place? What measurable transformation is taking place behind those sunglasses? That is this question I want answers. Okay, that is this question I want answered by Prime Minister. The border statement, a serious matter, Prime Minister. Perhaps the most controversial moment was your statement regarding the Nepal India border. While answering questions in Parliament, you said that you had learned after becoming Prime Minister that not only had India encroached upon Nepali land, but Nepal had also encroached upon Indian land in several places, in multiple places. This statement created significant political controversy. Opposition parties demanded clarification and even called for an apology. I understand the technical explanation that followed. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs clarified that your statement referred to cross-border occupation and issues around the Daskaja or no man's land rather than an administration that Nepal had abandoned its territorial claims. In riverine areas, the fixed boundary principle can result in people from one country cultivating or occupying land that technically falls on the other side. Nevertheless, Prime Minister, this episode teaches an important lesson. Diplomatic language matters. Diplomatic language matters. A Prime Minister's words are not ordinary words. When an ordinary citizen speaks, the statement may represent only that individual. When a Prime Minister speaks Parliament, the statement can be interpreted as the position of the state. That is why sensitive statements concerning sovereignty, territory, and international relations require extraordinary precision and diplomatic prudence. The subsequent clarification by Foreign Minister Shishir Khanal helped resolve the parliamentary obstruction. My challenge is therefore not simply to admit a mistake, it is to learn from it. Let your future diplomatic statements be so precise that no foreign government, opposition party, or ordinary citizen can misunderstand Nepal's official position. My second challenge, stop measuring success by Facebook, dear Prime Minister. Prime Minister, social media is powerful. Facebook can communicate directly with millions of citizens without the traditional media filter, but Facebook cannot replace governance. Okay, a status update is not a development project, a photograph is not an economic reform, a viral video is not an employment policy, a powerful sentence is not a substitute for measurable results. If people are disappointed, do not merely explain your disappointment on social media. If you say you are surrounded by obstacles, tell the country exactly which institutional barriers are preventing progress and how you intend to overcome them, dear Prime Minister. Leadership is not about proving that you are all one. Leadership is about proving that you can build a capable team, dear Prime Minister. My third challenge, build the economy. Please build the economy in our nation, dear Prime Minister. Prime Minister, this is perhaps the most important challenge of all. Not it is only your challenge. It is challenge of all Prime Minister. Changing Nepal means changing Nepal's economic reality. People do not measure development merely by how many species a government gives, a government delivers. They measure it through employment, income, prices, infrastructure, electricity, education, healthcare, business opportunities, and the overall standard of living of people. Standard of living, dear Prime Minister. If people are increasingly burdened by taxes and fees, the government must ask whether taxation is becoming a genuine instrument of development or merely another burden on citizens. Nepal has enormous hydropower potential. You also understand, all Nepali people know about it. Nepal has enormous hydropower potential, but we cannot utilize this. Why? Nepal also has extraordinary potential in tourism. We have mountains, rivers, adventure tourism, religious tourism, cultural heritage, biodiversity, and strategic location between two enormous economies, two powerful giants, India and China. Are you no, dear Prime Minister? Why should Nepal remain primarily a consumer economy when it has the potential to become a producer? While it has potential to become a producer, why should Nepal remain primarily a consumer economy, dear Prime Minister? Why should young Nepalese continuously search for opportunities abroad? Why can't we create enough opportunities here, dear Prime Minister? My fourth challenge, make public private partnership a national strategy. Please, the government does not have unlimited capital. The private sector does. Government does not Government does not have unlimited capital, but private sector have. Private sector does. The government has regulatory the government has regulatory authority, land, infrastructure, responsibilities and public objectives. The private sector can bring capital, new technology, expertise, efficiency, and entrepreneurship. Therefore, Nepal needs a serious public private partnership strategy, build hydropower projects, modernize airports, develop tourism infrastructure, improve transport systems, create industrial parks, develop digital infrastructure, but do it transparently, dear Prime Minister. Do it, do it competitively, do it with proper risk allocation, and ensure that the public receives genuine value. Okay, that is how economies that is how economic transformation happens. Are you understand? That is how economic transformation happens, not through spectacle, but not through spectacle, not through status, but through productive investment. My final challenge, prove that you can last 5 years. Prove that you can last 5 years. Prime Minister Balen Shah, 1 year ago, many people celebrated you. Today, some of those same people are becoming increasingly critical, dear Prime Minister. That is not necessarily a tragedy. It is democracy. Okay? It is democracy, not autocracy. Public administration is temporary. Public admiration is temporary, public accountability is permanent. You were elected with enormous expectations. Now you have the opportunity to demonstrate that those expectations are not misplaced. So here is my challenge. Do not merely survive 5 years, dear Prime Minister. Use 5 years to transform whole Nepal, make Nepal's economy larger, make electricity and export engine, make tourism a major source of national income, create jobs, attract investments, reduce unnecessary administrative burdens, strengthen institutions, respect parliament, answer difficult questions, improve diplomatic capacity, protect Nepal's national interests through evidence and negotiation, and most importantly, build a government that can explain not merely what is posted but what is achieved. Prime Minister, I do not want your government to fail. I am not your opposition party. I am not your critics. Please, I am a ordinary people, ordinary Nepali citizen. I want you to succeed because if you succeed, Nepal succeeds. But success should not be measured by Facebook followers, viral speeches, dramatic photographs, or political slogans. It should be measured by GDP growth, employment, investment, exports, infrastructure development, productivity, efficiency, institutional reform, and the quality of life of ordinary Nepalese, living standard of Nepalese. dear Prime Minister Balen Shah. So, Prime Minister Balen Shah, this is my first challenge. Complete 5 years, not merely by holding power, but by earning the people's confidence every single year. Can you do it? Can you do it? The people of Nepal are watching silently, and history will eventually provide the answer, dear Prime Minister. Thank you. This is not a speech for hostility. This is a speech for government succeed, and I expect that government will go with people's expectation and do its best. Thank you so much.